Welcome to Hark the Herald podcast. I'm your host, Brother Harold, follower of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And I'd like to thank Allah for them both, who came in the person of Master Farded Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever. And I want to greet the community, the human family of the planet Earth, and the greetings of peace we say it in the Arabic language of Salam Alaikum. I want to start off by going over briefly about things that are going on in the world. We see a lot of chaos. With the storms and the tornadoes and the earthquakes and floods all over the planet and wars. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is said that the war of Armageddon has begun in the world. And what must you and I do in this time? And where can we go for refuge or for safety? Where do we turn for help? What do you do in this time of trouble? There's only one place to go when there's a time of trouble, as we have seen taking place in this world today, and that is God, Allah Himself. We must seek refuge in Allah. Allah is the only place that we can go. There is nowhere in the earth that we can go that we can run and hide and be safe. Wherever we go, if it is Allah's will, in danger and harm will find us no matter where we go. Who says that our only protection is in Allah, the true protector, the true shelter, the only dwelling place. It's time to seek refuge in Allah, God, because there is no refuge anywhere else. You and I live in a time now where we must decide what we're going to follow today. Today we must decide on how we're going to live our lives. Are we going to continue to live in ignorance and evil and filth, sin and debauchery, or are we going to turn to God and live a life of righteousness? God's presence is in the world today. Everything that you and I see that is going on, we're seeing the wrath of God has entered into the world. And we could take that or let it alone. And that our only refuge and delivery is through our turning to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Farded Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever, taught to us through his servant, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the Jesus, the Christ, that the world is waiting for, that the world has been looking for. He's already here and he's present. And we need to heed and hearken to the call. We need to heed and hearken to his guidance or choose death. We have to decide today. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is guiding us to safety if we would accept and follow him. He's guiding us on the path of righteousness if we would accept and follow him. We can take it or leave it alone. There is no one in the world that you and I can follow today. While you are looking and expecting a Jesus or Messiah or a Mahdi to come, the Mahdi, the Messiah, is present today. Is offering you salvation, is offering you safety in this time of trouble. And we need not neglect the path of righteousness, the path that leads to God, the path that leads to mercy, safety, forgiveness. Turn to God through obedience, strict obedience, complete submission to the will of Allah. There is nothing in this world that can save us in this day and time but turning to Allah through his Christ, through his Messiah that is in our midst today, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, representative of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, raised for us by Master Farded Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever. Walk away from death to the path of life. Walk away from the path of death to the path of life. The time and the rulership of Satan in this world is up. This world is dying, and a new world is coming in. And it is the world of Allah God. Satan's world is going out. Come on and heed the voice of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and be saved. guided on the path of mercy and righteousness and the path of safety and this path of our deliverance. This is the final call. Don't be fooled by the media and the false propaganda of people trying to explain away everything that is going on in the world today. Everything that you and I see is proof of the presence of God and this Christ that is in our midst today. Right? When something that is new that is coming into the world, then that which is already there, that which is old has to go, has to leave. We're in the war of Armageddon right now, and the war of Armageddon, according to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as taught by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is the war of good versus evil. So you and I have to decide today which path are we going to choose, good or evil, right or wrong. Minister Louis Farrakhan is the guide on the scene today. He is the voice in the wilderness. He is the voice of the one that is crying out in the wilderness, saying, make the way straight, make the path straight to the Lord. Come to God, come to Allah and be safe. Because the way of this world is death. The way of unrighteousness and evil is death. But the way of righteousness is life. If you want to be saved, and heed the final call and the warning that is offered to us by the guide and the guidance by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, the man who's been attacked and evil spoken of by the rulers and authorities of this world, as we see in the scriptures that Christ would go through, that Christ would experience. No one on this planet is experiencing what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has experienced. When we hear the evil, we must know that Christ is present. He's present. He's here. This is your opportunity to follow the man of God that is in our midst today. Not follow him is to choose death. Take it or leave it alone. Allah will prevail, whether we like it or not. Allah will win. So choose the side of the righteous. Choose the side of the living God that is in our midst today, that is present and on the scene, that is exercising power today. Turn away from our wicked ways. Seek Allah. Seek to live a life of submission and complete obedience. Everything else has failed. There's only one way. And as I close, pay attention to the weather. Continue to pay attention to the weather, as the Minister Louis Farrakhan has told us. Things are going to only get worse. Come out from under this world into the path of righteousness, to the path of Allah God, as taught to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, servant of Allah who came in person to Master Father Muhammad, to whom all praise is due forever. And this is Brother Harold from Hark the Herald podcast. And I leave you as I came in the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum.